Batting number 1 and Gaspar in the number 2 spot. Cleon Jones remains in the cleanup spot. No basic changes in the Mets lineup. They're still going with J.C. Martin behind the plate. Keep that left hand hitting in the lineup. For the Expos, Will still in the number 1 spot with Mota batting right behind him in the number 2 position. The rest of the lineup essentially remains the same, and we'll get our second look at Mike Wegener in a starting role. This should be a good one. 2 young right-handers, 2 hard-throwing right-handers. Tom Seaver for the Mets and Mike Wegener for the Expos. So we've got a dandy coming up for you here tonight. The first night game of the season here at Jarry Park. Stay tuned now for Expos baseball.
Spring is here and summer is just around the corner. If you fought the crowds to the beach last year and feel there must be an easier way, then listen to what Curtis Pools has to offer as an alternative. Why not stay at home and enjoy swimming in your own backyard this year? What's more, you'll be able to enjoy a quick dip after work, at lunchtime, or even before heading off to work if you so desire. You'll find the best selection of pools available at Curtis Pools, 409 River Street in Troy. See the full line of Coralock stainless steel swimming pools for $19.69 and compare the quality of these outstanding pools with any other you have seen. Coralock stainless steel pools are corrosion resistant, attractive in appearance, and offer low maintenance and long range economy. If you have been thinking about a pool for your family this year, then you owe it to yourself to see the Coralock stainless steel pools at the Fred W. Curtis Company, 409 River Street in Troy. Quality and service have long been the rule at Fred W. Curtis Company, thus assuring you of the best pool for your investment, plus the peace of mind knowing you are dealing with a highly reputable dealer. Now is the time to compare and see the difference. Call 274-5900 or stop at Fred W. Curtis Company, 409 River Street in Troy. That number once again, 274-5900. This year, enjoy months of swimming in your own stainless steel pool from Curtis Pools, 409 River Street in Troy.
Make your plans and get your tickets now while good seats are still available. Don't miss this exciting 9-game homestand featuring the teams of the Western Division.
The pitcher.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for all of those you're listening to our Expo Baseball Radio Network this evening. Get your scorecards out. Here we go with the starting lineup for the New York Mets, the visitors at Jarry Park tonight. In the leadoff position, playing shortstop, Bud Harrelson. Batting number 2 for the Mets and playing out in center field, Rod Gaspar. Number 3 in their order and playing second base, Ken Boswell. The cleanup man for the New York Mets tonight will be left fielder Cleon Jones. Batting 5th, the hero of the first game of the series yesterday with 2 home runs, Ed Cranepool. Cranepool will be playing first base. Batting 6th will be right fielder Ron Swoboda. 7th in the New York order will be the catcher J.C. Martin. Batting 8th will be third baseman Kev Collins. And batting 9th, the pitcher Tom Seaver. For the Montreal Expos, leading off in his familiar leadoff position, well, most of the time this year anyway, Maury Wills playing shortstop. Out in center field will be Manny Mota, batting number 2 in the order. Rusty Staub, the right fielder, will be batting third. In the cleanup spot tonight and back after a 1-game layoff, Mac Jones. Mac will be playing left field. Batting 5th, Don Clendenin, who almost tied up that ball game with that long shot to right field in yesterday's game. Clendenin will be playing first. Batting 6th and playing third base, Coco LeBoy. Batting 7th in the Expos order, second baseman Gary Sutherland. Batting 8th will be the catcher John Bateman, and batting 9th will be Mike Wegener, the pitcher. Well, the pregame conference at home plate is taking place between the umpires. The plate umpire is Lee Ware. The man at first, Harry Wendelstedt. At second, Ken Burkhardt. And at third, Ed Sudoff. Pre-conference meeting is between the umpires, the manager of the New York Mets, Gil Hodges, and representing Gene Mock at home plate, handing in the lineup and going over the various ground rules, shortstop Maury Wills. Maury, of course, someday hopes to be a manager. So in this capacity anyway, it's sort of breaking in the infield, the Expos infield leader, Maury Wills. Just going over the dimensions here at Jerry Park for any new listeners we might have. Down the lines at 340 feet, there is a 5-foot wire fence stretching from the left field foul line right around center field, 420 feet dead center, and down the right field line, 340 feet away. The left center and to right center. A big crowd on hand for tonight's first night game of the season ever for the Montreal Expos as they meet the New York Mets. And as we can see way past the left field bleachers, still a long line of people coming in, and the walkways, the ramps are still jam-packed here inside the stadium, so the crowd could get very close to 18,000, perhaps even more, by the time the game is underway. The Montreal Expos get a cheer from their fans as they take to their defensive positions, and just running over the defense very quickly for you once again, Coco LeBoy at third, Maury Wills at short, Gary Stubble at second base, and Don Clendenin at first. It's Mac Jones out in left field, Manny Mota in center, and Rusty Staub in right. On the hill taking his pregame warm-ups is Mike Wagner, the big right-hander who impressed us so well in the series, the last series here at Jerry Park, and his battery mate, John Bateman. The plate umpire, once again, is Lee Ware, Harry Wendelstedt at first base, Ken Burkhardt at second, and Ed Sudol at third base. In just a moment, we'll be having the national anthems of the United States and Canada. A lot of fans here tonight will miss the opening of the ball game. As I said, way out in the distance, you can still see the crowds filing into Jerry Stadium. It'll be our first chance to see this new lighting system installed by Canadian General Electric in working order, and everything looks just beautiful so far tonight. All right, the crowd rises, and the organist will play the national anthems of the United States and Canada.
We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Montreal Expos Baseball Radio Network.
At 103.1 on your FM dial, this is WHRL in Albany, New York. It's 4 minutes past 8 o'clock.
Mike Wagner, he's a big fellow, and he throws aspirin tablets down there, let me tell you. Let's just see whether he can mystify these New York Met batters. Yesterday's game was a great one. Not a great one for the Expos because Ed Cranepool tried to change up from Mudcat Grant for one home run, then hit a slider for another, and that's all that the Met pitching staff needed with that excellent pitching. First of all, from Jerry Koosman, and then from Nolan Ryan, who came in when Koosman developed that soreness in his left shoulder. The first man up for the New York Mets tonight will be their shortstop, Bud Harrelson. And first man up to the mic for the play-by-play, Dave Van Horn.
All right, Mike Wagner, the right-hander, completes his warm-up. He'll face Harrelson, Gaspar, and Boswell here to get the game underway. Mike Wagner has pitched against the Mets. He was not involved in the decision in New York. He worked a total of 5 innings against this ball club, giving up 3 earned runs, 7 hits. He walked 2, struck out 3 in the 5 innings that Mike worked. So he's had 1 game against the Mets. Wagner is ready now as Harrelson, the left-hander, stands in. And And the first pitch inside a ball. We're underway here under the lights at Jerry Park for the first time in a terrific crowd. Right now between 16 and 18,000, and they're continuing to file into Jerry Park. Here's a strike fired on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike overall is 1-0. This is his second start of the year, his third appearance. Has a 3.55 ERA. Looping ball, left center. Under it is Mota. He's got it. That's all for Harrelson. And the batter will be Rod Gaspar. Gaspar is hitting .212. Another left-hand hitter. Rod Gaspar. Off to a disappointing start at the plate. When he does get on, he's dangerous. He's got pretty good speed. He's stolen 3 bases this year. Takes a called strike from Mike Wegener. The outfield not too deep and straight away for Gaspar. The right side of the infield is back. On the left side, LeBoy, third baseman, is in on the edge of the grass. Game just underway. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Wegener to the windup. Down with the right arm. The pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, Ken Boswell. Mac Jones back in the lineup tonight. Here's the big windup by the tall right-hander. The pitch is swung on, and a ground ball goes to the right. Sutherland at second base. Up with it, throws to Clendenin. Gaspar is out. 2 up and 2 down. That'll bring Kenny Boswell to the plate. Boswell is hitting .274. He gets on base a lot. Cleon Jones has scored the most runs for the Mets, 17. Boswell is second with 12. Here's the pitch. A swing and a foul tip for a strike. 0-1. Boswell is 17 for 62, so he's got 17 hits. He's walked 7 times. The 0-1 inside. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. These are all left-hand hitters at the top of this New York Met order. Jerry Koosman, who started yesterday's game for the Mets, has flown back to New York. They're going to check that left shoulder out. Here's a ground ball right back on 1 hop. Scooped up by Wegener, the pitcher. He throws to first. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. The New York Mets did not score in their half of the first, and the Montreal Expos are coming to bat.
Well, fans, Major League Baseball has come to Montreal in a big way. Thousands of people of all ages are enjoying baseball at Jerry Park. The games are great, action-packed, filled with excitement for everyone. Every minute of every game. Advance ticket sales available daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Jerry Park. Tickets also sold after night games. Big League Baseball gets to people, all kinds of people. So get your tickets now. Be assured of good seats for every game. Come on out and join the fun. Don't miss seeing all the stars of the National League in action at Jerry Park. Bring your family and friends. Make it a baseball holiday. Get your tickets now. Remember, tickets are on sale every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Jerry Park and immediately after night games. Box seats are $5. Reserve seats, $3.50 and $2.50. Bleacher seats are $1.50 for adults and $1 for children. You can buy tickets for any game this season now at the Jerry Park Advance Ticket window. Well, the Montreal Expos come to Expos will be the shortstop, Maury Wills, going against the right-hander, Tom Seaver, which means Maury, the switch hitter, will be batting left.
Wills, Mota, and Staub.
Leading off for the Montreal Expos, Radicool.
Maury Wills,
Shortstop, Maury.
the shortstop of the Expos, batting 169. Against right-handers, Maury's hitting 133. Against the New York Mets, he's batting 235. The pitch, as Wills hits left against Seaver, is low and inside, ball one. Tom Seaver, the class of the New York Mets pitching staff. Outstanding young professional. Fires low, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes to Maury Wills. Seaver looks down to J.C. Martin for the sign. Here's the windup of the pitch. Inside, ball 3 to Wills. Seaver is 1-2 this year. His lifetime major league record, 33-27. Here's the windup in the 3-0, taken for a strike by Maury. 3-1. Seaver lost his last start to the Cubs 3-1 at Shea Stadium. On April 19th, he logged his only victory of the year so far, defeating St. Louis 2-1. Here's the pitch for strike 2 call. Full count now to Wills. Seaver lost to the Cardinals 3-1 on the 13th of April. That was his second loss of the year. He started against the Expos on opening day, but was not involved in the decision. Here's the 3-2 to Wills. A foul tip hung on to by J.C. Martin. A strikeout for Seaver. Well, there the young right-hander was down 3-0 and came back to strike out Maury Wills. Here's Manny Mota. Mota hitting 280, a right-hand hitter. We're in the bottom of the first and no score. Seaver deals. Mota squared around, let it go low and outside. Ball 1. The outfield swung around to the right for Mota. The second baseman, Kenny Boswell, back near the edge of the grass. Infield shifted around toward. Hold on, Manny. Evens the count and a ball and a strike. See what Manny's done against the Mets. He's hitting 400. He's gone 2 for 5 in 3 games against the Mets. Swings and misses the next offering. A ball and 2 strikes. Very little wind here. As a matter of fact, the flags on the 4 poles in center field on the hitting backdrop are just barely lifted by the breeze from the flagpole. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Seaver. Swung on, and it's a base hit to right center. Mota grounds a single just to the right of second base. First hit of the game. And that'll bring Rusty Staub to the plate. Rusty is batting .314 against the Mets .313. I'd say he has been pretty consistent. He's hitting about the same against everybody and anybody. Well over the 300 mark. With 1 out, Mota's on first. Staub, a left-hand hitter at the plate. Mac Jones on deck. Tom Seaver's the pitcher. He holds at the waist, looks at Mota. The pitch, taken inside. Ball 1. Bob Oldis is coaching in the first base box, as usual. Peanuts Lowry at third. Feet to Staub's right down the line, and also to his left down the line. 420 straightaway center. Rusty takes one low, took a nice look at that. 2 balls, no strikes. The lighting here is terrific. Our congratulations to the Expos and to Canadian General Electric for this fantastic lighting system here at Jarry Park. Just beautiful. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 3. 3-0 to stop.
What do you think he'll do now, Dave? 3-0 pitch. The runner on first base is Manny Mota, 1 out. I guess the take is on.
Well, with Mac Jones and Don Clendenin and Coco LeBoy coming up, I'd say there's a good chance that Staub will be taking this 3-0. He took it for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Mota's the runner at first. Well, Russ, I'm going to go ahead and say close to 16,000. What do you say?
I think you've hit it right on the nose.
Here's the pitch to Rusty. Low and away, ball 4. Staub draws a walk. We've got runners at first and second now with 1 out here in the first. So here's a big test for Seaver, and it's a big test for the Expos bat. Mac Jones will be the batter, hitting .352. Was 7th in the league yesterday. Mac spent the day resting, then made 1 trip to the plate as a pinch hitter. Left-hand hitter. Don Clendenin in the circle to our left. He'll be the next batter. Seaver to the stretch, looks at his lead runner, Mota, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. One more swing like that, and J.C. Martin's going to be in a draft that'll give him a cold. Boy, Mac gave that one a rip. Runners lead. Here's a pickoff attempt. Mota gets back at second. The shortstop, Bud Harrelson, snuck in behind Manny Mota at second base. Seaver wheeled around. Made a perfect throw right on top of the bag, but Manny had gotten back safely. 0-1, the count to Mac Jones. Seaver's pitch, swung on, foul to the left, out of play. 0-2. Manny Mota got on with a ground single, Staub walked, 1 out here. Mac Jones at the plate. The Mets lead this 3-game series 1-0. They won yesterday 2-0. A couple of home runs by Ed Kranepool decided that one. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Mac, taken high inside. Ball 1. A ball and 2 strikes. And we go tomorrow afternoon at 4:05 here at Jarry Park. And we have Bill Stoneman going to the mound for the Expos and Don Cardwell on the mound for the Mets. Stoney will be looking for his 3rd victory of the year. Cardwell's looking for his 1st. Seaver's ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jones. Foul back behind the ball and 2 strikes. And we've got Larry Shepard's Pittsburgh Pirates coming in here this weekend for another night game Friday night and a Saturday afternoon game and a Sunday afternoon game. So we hope to see you and the family here at the ballpark over the weekend. Seaver ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low and inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mac Jones at the plate. Mota's the runner at second, Staub at first. Clendenin on tap. Seaver looking down to Martin for the sign. He's got it. Outfield straight away. They're deep for Mac. Seaver with a long look at Mota. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call, and Mac Jones dropped the bat at the plate. He didn't believe it. Seaver nailed the inside corner. Mac Jones called out on strikes. Second strikeout for Seaver. 2 away. A big out for the youngster. And it brings Don to the plate. I'm not even going to talk about that ball Don Clendenin hit in the ninth yesterday. Right-hand hitter. Seaver delivers. Clendenin takes it high. Ball one. Clendenin's batting .257. Don's hit one home run, a couple of doubles for his extra base hits. He's driven in 4. Here's the pitch for a strike across the knees. Don was 1 for 4 yesterday, so he's hitting .250 against the Mets. A ball and a strike. Bottom of the first. No score here at Jarry Park. Tom Seaver on the mound for the Mets. The right-hander fires. Pitch is swung on, and the ball hit Mota in the back. Rolls out into shallow center field, but of course there will be no play. The runner's out.
Clendenin gets credit for a hit.
Right.
That's the third time we've seen that this year.
That's right.
Involving the Expos.
And it's an unusual play in baseball, too, but we've seen it 3 times now. So Mota is out, hit by the batted ball. In the inning here, as the first comes to a close, no runs for the Expos, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base, and the score at the Expos nothing, the Mets nothing.
Well, let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. In the National League, the Cubs and the Phillies are tied 1-1 playing in the bottom half of the second inning at Philadelphia. Pittsburgh is leading St. Louis 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th at St. Louis. Los Angeles plays at San Francisco a little later on. Houston at Cincinnati, that game just getting underway. San Diego plays at Atlanta. Over in the American League, one game this afternoon, Minnesota beat Seattle 6-4. Tom Hall won his second game of the year against one defeat. At Washington, no score between the Red Sox and the Senators in the bottom half of the third inning. Cleveland plays at New York. Chicago at Kansas City. At Kansas City, it's 1-1 between the White Sox and the A's playing in the bottom half, the Kansas City Royals, I should say, playing in the bottom half of the third inning. Baltimore plays at Detroit, and Oakland at California. Nothing yet in those games. Here at Jarry Park in Montreal, no score between the Mets and the Expos. As we move into the top half of the second inning, the cleanup man for the New York Mets, Cleon Jones, now steps into the batter's box.
All right, we go to the second for Jones, Crane, Poole, and Swoboda. No score in the ball game. Cleon Jones, the league's leading hitter. Jones is batting .419. Right-hand hitter, hitting in the number 4 spot for Gil Hodges. Wegener is into the windup. His pitch is fouled back to the right side, out of play. Strike 1 to Cleon Jones. The center fielder, Manny Mota, has moved toward right center for Jones. Wegener delivers fastball, and it foul tipped just off his bat as he tried to get out of the way of a high inside pitch. But he didn't get the bat out of the way, so it's strike 2. 0-2. Well, Russ, we've got what I think, I guess, is our first message on the board. On the message board here at Jarry Park tonight, says, "Welcome to Jarry Park. Bienvenue au Parc Jarry."
Hey, you're
really
picking up. Très bien.
Pitch is low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We've got a beautiful scoreboard here, and they're continuing to work on this scoreboard. It's going to do all kinds of things when pitch is cut on, and this one fouled high into the air out of play, back to the right. This goes into the stands, and some fans get a souvenir. A fan gets a souvenir. A ball and 2 strikes to Cleon Jones. There's no score in this one in the top of the second.
Hey, Dave, another loss for St. Louis. 2-1 Pirates over St. Louis. Bunting the winner. Only 5 hits.
Wegener just missed low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, I'll tell you, we'll take that because St. Louis is now 8-12. And a win here tonight by the Expos would tie him with the Cardinals. Here's a high foul on a play to the right again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cleon Jones.
That game took only 2 minutes and 8 seconds. That was
2 hours and 8 seconds.
2 hours, 2 minutes.
I was going to say 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Boy, we got all kinds of records set. It must have been a forfeit, huh? Score wasn't 9-0, was it?
No. 2 hours.
Okay. Here's a line shot, center field. Mota going back. He's not going to get to it. It's over his head and rolls to the fence. Jones is digging around second, headed for third. Here comes the relay, and it's not going to be in time. Cleon Jones has got a stand-up triple. A solid line drive to straightaway center field. That ball tagged well by Cleon Jones. That's the first hit of Mike Wegener. After he retired the 3 men in the first inning, Harrelson, Gaspar, and Boswell.
Cinquième bâton, le premier but. First man at bat, the third baseman, Ed Cranepool.
Ed Cranepool will be the batter. Left-hand hitter. Cleon Jones at third with nobody out. A big test for Wegener. Infield moves halfway in. A strike on the inside corner, knee high. 0-1 to Cranepool, who hit 2 home runs here yesterday to carry the Mets to a 2-0 victory over the Expos. Cranepool batting .309. Cleon Jones leading off third base. Wegener works from the windup. The pitch is cut on, popped up. Left side, back behind the plate, but it's going to come back out of play. John Bateman was off of the mask and came back for it, but couldn't get it. Strike 2 on the batter, Ed Cranepool. And Ron Swoboda is on deck. Cincinnati after an inning of play under the lights tonight. Here's the 0-2 to Cranepool, low and inside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Staub straight away, fairly deep in right field for Ed Cranepool. Left side of the infield drawn in, the right side playing midway. They'll try to check that runner at third base. Here's the windup and the 1-2 on the way. It's down low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the count is even. Wegener is ready. Here's his windup and the 2-2. Swung on and a bouncer foul behind third. And the count stays 2-2. These New York Mets moved ahead of the Expos with that victory yesterday. They're 8-11 on the year. The Expos 7-12, a half game behind Philadelphia. Here's a high fly ball. Left field, this should score Cleon Jones easily. Back to the track is Mac Jones. He makes the catch for the first out, but the run scores. So Cranepool drives in a run with a sacrifice fly. And it's 1-0 New York.
Ron Swoboda.
That brings Ron Swoboda to the plate. Swoboda is a right-hand hitter. He's batting .340. Wegener took care of the right-hand hitters, the left-hand hitters in the first inning, and then ran into trouble here with the couple of right-hand hitters, Jones and Cranepool. Jones getting the triple. And then Cranepool, another lefty, coming up to drive him in. Pitch is high for ball 2. 2-0. But that Jones, he's been hitting everybody. Off to a great start this year. A little bit of a breeze now, right to left. Here's the pitch. High. Ball 3. 3-0. On deck is J.C. Martin, the Mets catcher. Wegener to the windup. Here's his 3-0 delivery. Hit the outside corner for a strike. 3-1 the count. The Mets shipped Art Shamsky to Tidewater, their AAA farm club in the International League, and his first time up at bat tonight, he hit a grand slam home run against Syracuse. A swing and a foul, and a full count. 3-2 to Swoboda. So I mentioned the fact to Gil Hodges that Shamsky had hit that grand slam, and Gil said, well, a few more of those, we're going to have to think about getting him a ticket back to New York. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul down into the dirt right at the plate. The count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Expos Baseball Radio Network.
This WEAV, AM and FM, Plattsburgh, New York.
Here's a swing and a looper out to shallow right.
103.1 WHRL Albany.
And he's got it. Two away. And that'll bring J.C. Martin, left-hand hitter, to the plate. The Mets catcher is hitting 118. The fine frontline catcher of the Mets, Jerry Grody, getting a rest here for a couple of days. The pitch to Martin, taken for a strike. Breaking ball from Wegener. Here's Mike with the windup and the pitch. High and inside. Martin spins out of there. A ball and a strike.
You know, the crowd is still coming in here to Jerry Park. We might have to change that estimate, go up a little higher.
You're right. They continue to come in. Here's the windup and pitch. Strike call. 1-2. Fastball from Mike Wegener. The outfield is not deep, and they're around to the right for J.C. Martin. The right-hander's ready. His fastball is inside to even the count at 2-2. There's 2 outs and nobody on. The Mets lead 1-0. We're in the top of the second. Might also mention the fact, I'll get to that in a moment. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. J.C. Martin goes down swinging. First strikeout for Mike Wegener. Here in the second for the Mets, a run on 1 hit. Sacrifice fly by Cranepool, scoring Cleon Jones, who had tripled. No errors in the field. Nobody left on base. After 1.5 at Jerry Park, the score, the Mets won. The Expos, nothing.
Well, fans, the Expos yearbooks are going fast. Order your copy now. Send one to your family and friends. Expo yearbooks are a great gift idea for an Expos fan, for any baseball fan anywhere. It's a 68-page color book and loaded with sketches of Expo players, manager, and coaching staff. Also in the centerfold, a beautiful color picture of the complete Montreal Expo team. Complete information on all departments and phases of the Montreal Expos operation can be found in the yearbook. Pictures of your favorite Expo stars, action shots from baseball games, pictures of the team trainer and equipment manager. Get an inside look at the Montreal Expos in the beautiful 1969 yearbook. Get your copy today. Information for ordering tickets and a detailed seating diagram of Jerry Park is included for handy reference all season long. For a copy of the yearbook, send $1.25 to Yearbook, Jerry Park, Montreal. That's Yearbook, Jerry Park, Montreal, accompanied by $1.25. Going into the bottom half of the second inning, the Mets have that 1-0 lead on the triple by Cleon Jones and the long sacrifice fly by Ed Kranepool. First man up for the Expos and receiving a tremendous cheer here at Jerry Park, third baseman Coco LeBoy.
Coco's a right-hand hitter. He's batting .397. Tom Seaver on the mound delivers a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to LeBoy. And Coco also leads this club in several departments. He's tied for the RBI lead with 14, the doubles lead with 7, most hits with 29. Next offering missed, a ball and a strike. Seaver's wind up and pitch, way outside. 2-1. LeBoy also. Let's see, did I cover it all? Yes. It's tied with 3 others. Side, third baseman, up with it. Nice play by Collins. The throw to first gets LeBoy. Collins had to move quickly to his left. He made the glove play, and then the throw to get LeBoy. One away. Gary Sutherland, the Expos second baseman. Gary's batting .208, a right-hand hitter. John Bateman is on deck. The Mets lead 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second. Seaver's pitch, trying to butt as Sutherland let it go high and outside for a ball. Gary got off to a very slow start at the plate, trying to fight back now. Showed signs this past weekend of coming out of his hitting slump. Seaver whips the next one wide for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. The center fielder Gaspar is in and around to the right. The pitch to Sutherland, way outside, ball 3. Tom Seaver looking for his second victory of the year. Here's the 3-0 to Sutherland. Strike call. Gary started to make a move to first base. So the count is 3-1. Young Seaver has had quite a phenomenal record in his first couple of years of professional baseball. Here's his 3-1 pitch to Sutherland. A sharp ground ball. Collins stops this one. Throw to first base in time to get Sutherland. 2 fine plays by the third baseman, Kevin Collins. That ball was hit hard. Here's Seaver's 1-0. A check swing. Low and outside, ball 2. Seaver appeared in both the 67 and the 68 All-Star games. This is just his 4th year in professional baseball. Last year posted a 2.20 earned run average. Set all kinds of pitching records for the New York Mets. Seaver hits the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. The record for the most holds at 278 innings. That was last year. That was in 35 starts, 14 complete games. Here's a ground ball again to the third baseman, Collins, and again Collins throws out the runner. So the man in the hot corner, Kevin Collins, was kept busy, but the Expos go down 1-2-3. All retired by Collins. The score at the end of 2. Here at Jarry Park, the Mets won, the Expos nothing.
Well, let's take a look at some of our out-of-town scores now. In the National League tonight, something coming in on that game at Atlanta. No score between San Diego and Atlanta in the top half of the second inning. 1-0 Cincinnati over Houston. They're playing in the bottom half of the second inning at Cincinnati. Phillies and the Cubs are tied 1-1 in the bottom half of the fourth inning at Philadelphia. This afternoon, Pittsburgh beat St. Louis 2-1. Later on tonight, Los Angeles plays at San Francisco. Let's take a look at the American League. Boston at Washington is 1-0 for Washington over Boston in the top half of the sixth inning on a home run by Frank Howard. No score between Cleveland and New York in the top of the second at Yankee Stadium in New York. 1-1 between Kansas City and Chicago in the top of the fifth. No score yet, Baltimore and Detroit in the first inning at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Later on tonight, Oakland plays at California. And that's the story on the out-of-town games. The story on the game here at Jarry Park in Montreal, still 1-0 for the Mets over the Expos.
As we go to the top of the third, we'll get Kevin Collins and Tom Seaver and Bud Harrelson for the New York Mets. The Mets scored their run in the last inning. Leon Jones led off with a triple to center, and he scored on Ed Kranepool's sacrifice fly to left.
That's all he gets, batting eighth. Let's walk into the third baseman, Kevin Collins.
Here's Kevin Collins, a left-hand hitter. Up for the first time tonight. Wegener's pitch, a strike on a fastball to Collins, who's hitting 172. Mike Wegener, Expo right-hander. The windup and the pitch, high and inside. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Mike's pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. And Collins is a product of the Mets farm system. Wegener's ready. The 1-2 pitch on the way for a third strike called. Second strikeout for Mike Wegener. 1 away here in the third. And the batter will be Tom Seaver, the pitcher.
That's on this batting ninth. The pitcher, Tom Seaver.
Seaver at the plate is hitless. He's 0 for 9. He's been on base 1 time. That was on a walk. Right-hand hitter takes the first pitch from Wegener for a strike. The Mets, here's a foul back into the stands for strike 2. Thus, the Mets have a long way to go to top the Expos pitching staff as far as the pitchers hitting is concerned. The Mets pitchers between them have 2 hits. One and two, the count on Tom Seaver. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch, check swing, and a strike called. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the third for Mike Wegener, his third of the game. He's struck out 3 in a row now, including Martin in the second inning. And that brings Bud Harrelson to the plate. Harrelson is up for the second time. He lined out to Manny Mota in left center back in the first inning. Left-hand hitter. Wegener's, well, it was sort of a change. He took something off that pitch. It was way outside. Ball 1. Let's see, the Expos pitchers 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. Wagner misses with his next offering, and the count goes 2-0. So we've got some pretty good hitting pitchers on this Expos ball club. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and a comebacker, a line drive, caught by Wagner as he dropped to his knees. That ball would have taken his head off, but he dropped to his knees, put the glove up in self-defense, and the ball hit the webbing. He hung on, it knocked him down. He made the big play. And for the fans, that's it for Harrelson, and that's it for the Mets here in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and after 2.5, the score here at Jarry Park, New York 1, Montreal 0.
Well, I'll tell you, that was almost it for Mike Wagner. Had he not made the stab at that line shot right to the box by Harrelson, Wagner would have been stretched out on that mound right now. No question about it. He fell back, caught the line drive. It would have definitely hit some part of his body. And the crowd along the third baseline, as Mike Wagner headed into the Expos dugout, gave him a standing ovation. Now, we realize this is a year of standing ovations here at Jarry Park in Montreal, but that was a standing ovation that was well-deserved. Not only had it knocked him down, had it gone through, would definitely have gone through for a base hit. And this is what Mike Wagner doesn't need at this moment right now to give up a base hit. So Mike Wagner is being introduced by the PA announcer, Claude Mouton, and again he receives a loud cheer from his fans.
Russ, do you think that Monsieur Beauchamp would have been proud of that stop by Mike Wagner?
No question about it. Mike Wagner, a good candidate for the Canadiens' goalkeeping job.
Here's a swing and a miss by Mike. Strike one. Beauchamp, of course, is the young goalie of the Montreal Canadiens. We congratulate the Canadiens, too, while we have the opportunity here on their victory last night over St. Louis, 3-1. Here's Seaver. The right-hander delivers low and outside to his mound opponent. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Wagner up for the first time in this game. Now, we were talking about these prolific hitters on the mound staff. Wagner takes a called strike. The count goes 1-2. Mike this year is 1 for 2, so he's hitting .500. The 1-2 pitch struck him out with a fastball. Wagner goes down swinging. That's strikeout number 3 for Tom Seaver. And the batter will be Maury Wills, the leadoff batter who went down swinging in the first inning. Into the on-deck circle, Manny Mota. 1-0 Mets win the bottom of the third. 1 out, nobody on for Wills. He looked at the first one, and it cost him. A strike is called. 0-1. Seaver's wind up, and he pulled the string on a curve, and it just didn't make it to the plate, but good enough for a strike. Beautiful break on the ball, and it's 0-2 to Maury Wills. Seaver gave it a lot of motion and then really held back. The 0-2 pitch is an inside fastball for a 1-2 count now. We'll see what Seaver throws this time. The 1-2 is low and gets through the catcher. J.C. Martin back to the screen. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seaver was originally drafted by the Dodgers in June of '65 after enrolling in the University of Southern California, but he preferred to remain in college. He was selected by the Braves in the secondary phase of the draft in January of '66 and signed a $50,000 bonus contract. Wills fouled a pitch back. Count is still 2-2. But the commissioner's office ruled the Braves in violation of the college rule by signing him after the season had started. And had to give him up. And in a special draw, the Mets got him. The Phillies, the Indians, and the Mets were the only three teams in baseball interested in Tom Seaver. So those three teams had a draw. The Mets won. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Blowing outside, ball 4. With one out, Wills is on. Second walk given up by Seaver. He's only given up 2 hits, both in the first inning. One to Mota, one to Clendenin.
Well, the crowd will have their eye on Maury Wills at first base and what Manny Mota can do with that bat in the batter's box, and also what J.C. Martin can do with his arm if Wills breaks for second base.
All right, Maury takes his lead now. Mota at the plate, right-hand hitter. Hit in the first inning. Manny got a ground single to right center. Another throw to first. Wills is back. Maury again with a good, healthy lead off first base. The pitch to the plate. Mota swings a comeback, and a Seaver returns, fires to second for one. Back to first. A double play. So Seaver gets out of it with a big play himself. Stopping that sharp ground ball off the bat of Manny Mota, firing to second, and the Mets turn the double play 1-6-3. In the third, for the Expos, no runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 3 here at Jerry Park in Montreal, the Mets won, the Expos nothing.
Fans, make your plans now. After the Mets and Pirates series, the Expos make a short trip to Atlanta for a 2-game series, and then they come back home to Montreal for a big 9-game homestand beginning May 9th, featuring the Cincinnati Reds, the Houston Astros, and the Atlanta Braves. This will be the first opportunity for Expo fans to see exciting teams of the Western Division. Pete Rose, Tommy Helm, and the rest of the Cincinnati Reds will be here for a 3-game series Friday, May 9th at 8:05, Saturday, May 10th at 2:15, and Sunday, May 11th at 1:35. Then Harry Walker and his Houston Astros hit town for a 2-game series Tuesday and Wednesday night, May 13th and 14th. Following an open date on Thursday, the power-packed Atlanta Braves come in for a big 4-game set. See Hank Aaron, Orlando Cepeda, and the rest of the tribe from Atlanta in games Friday and Saturday night, Sunday and Monday afternoons. That's the weekend after this one coming up.
Well, there's some Mets fans here tonight, Russ. Right down in front of us, there's a sign here at Jerry Park says St. Michael's College, Vermont, and Westchester, New York love the Mets. And that's all the booing that you heard. When that sign was displayed, that really turned the fans on. Trying to bunt is the batter Gaspar, and he pops it up to the pitcher, Mike Wagoner. Gaspar retired on the first pitch. 1 away. Let me give you the line score here. The Mets, a run on 1 hit, no errors. Expos, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. Kenny Boswell steps in, and Russ Taylor steps in.
With 1 out, it's Boswell, a left-handed batter, facing Big Mike Wagner on the hill for the Expos. Wagner looking down to battery mate John Bateman for a sign. Gets it, pumps, delivers, and it's on the ground down to Gary Sutherland at second. Sutherland up with it over to first for the out. Really something to see here at Jerry Park. The large crowd, 16, 17, 18,000, they cheer every pop fly and every ground ball. Everyone seems to be having a great time here at this evening's game between the Mets and the Montreal Expos. And you, too, can join in on the fun by coming to Montreal. All you folks down in the northeastern United States, up in the Ottawa Valley, make it a date to see the Expos in action sometime this year. Many times this year. It'll be a weekend well worth it. Believe me. Quite an experience seeing Major League Baseball here in Montreal. Leon Jones, high and inside to him for ball 1. Jones hit that long in his only appearance so far. Then scored on a long sacrifice fly by Ed Greenpool. The 1-0 pitch is low for ball 2. Outfield playing Jones deep. Needless to say, and straight away. 2-0 the count on Cleon Jones, right-hand batter, the Mets left fielder. Leading hitter in the National League. Takes the next pitch for call, strike one. 2-1 the count. Eddie Yost coaching at third for the Mets. Lawrence Yogi Berra at first. Rainpool in the on-deck circle. The 2-1 pitch. Foul to the left of home plate. And the count is 2-2 on Cleon Jones. Jones stands 6 feet even, weighs 195 pounds, 27 years of age, and he packs a lot of power into his swing. Best season was last year. He hit 297. Sixth in the National League. Had 14 home runs, 55 runs batted in. The 2-2 pitch, way outside, gets away from John Bateman. No damage, no runners aboard. 2 out here in the top half of the fourth inning. Jones was a high school teammate of Tommy Agee, another of the Mets outfielders not playing tonight. Agee got off to a fine start, but hit a terrible slump. The 3-2 pitch. It's fouled back of the first baseline into the seats. Takes a big bounce. And a souvenir for one of the many Expo fans. Canadian General Electric have donated a dishwasher, which will be drawn for a little later on. The full count. Line shot out of the right field, coming in for the Staubby one-hander. That's it for the Mets. In the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no Expo errors, and nobody left on. Going into the bottom half of the fourth inning, still 1-0 for the Mets.
I will take a moment now to check some scores for you. First of all, in the other National League games. First game of 2, Pittsburgh beat St. Louis 2-1. 2 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Pirates. A run on 5 hits, no errors for St. Louis. In the second game, the Cardinals scored a run in the first inning. Pittsburgh now batting. Bob Gibson on the mound for St. Louis. Steve Blass for Pittsburgh. Chicago and Philadelphia are tied 1-1 after 3.5 innings of play. On to nothing after 3 at Cincinnati. That's Pleasant game for the Astros. Maloney for the Reds. San Diego and Atlanta scoreless after 2 innings. Ross against Negro. Over in the American League this afternoon, Minnesota beat Seattle 6-4. Tonight, Washington leads Boston 1-0 after 6. Cleveland, New York scoreless at the end of 2. Chicago 2. In the first inning, Kansas City now batting. Baltimore's at Detroit tonight, Oakland at California. Russ?
Rusty Staub steps in. Rusty walked in the first, and here he is in the bottom half of the fourth inning. It'll be Staub, Jones, and Clendenin for the Expos in that order. Outfield playing Rusty straight away. Swoboda deep in right field. Collins at third, Harrelson at short, Boswell at second, and Greenpool at first for the Mets. The first pitch to Staub, he bunts it foul. Somehow or other, Dave, I don't think that Rusty's heart was in that bunt.
You know, there's one thing about bunting. You have to do it often to do it well. And I know several people have asked me, when we get runners at first and second or whatever, you know, why aren't we bunting? Well, when you have a Don Clendenin and a Mac Jones and some of these guys at the plate, they're not asked to bunt that often. For right now, I can't say that they're good bunters. You got a better chance when you've got them swinging away.
Rusty wasn't bunting that time. He went right around on that next pitch from Seaver. So Seaver is way ahead of Rusty Staub. And affords to waste a couple of pitches.
I think if it was late in the ball game, the 8th or 9th inning, Russ, and the situation was going to mean winning or losing the game, I think Gene Maw could have any of those guys bunting. But early in the game, no.
Foul right up into the booth. And I'll tell you, it just missed one of those $50,000 color TV cameras by about 2 inches, but a cameraman has himself a souvenir ball. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. High and inside to Staub. He had to duck away from it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. on Rusty Staub, leading off for the Expos in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Tom Seaver on the hill for the Mets has given up 2 hits so far. Inside again, and the game stopped. Had to get out of the way of that pitch. The count is 2-2 on Staub. Seaver, winner of 16 ball games last year. Together with Jerry Kuzman, accounted for 35. Kuzman, of course, 119. The 2-2 pitch. Line shot down the first baseline, gloved by Ed Cranepool, who steps in the bag for the out. Rostad goes out to Cranepool on a assist.
The left fielder,
Mac Jones steps in. Jones was not looking at a third strike in the first inning. His only appearance so far. Mac hitting .352. 14 runs batted in. He's tied with Coco LeBoy in that department. Mac has hit 3 home runs. The pitch to Jones, change up outside for ball 1. Big Mac, of course, like all the fence busters, looks for that big fastball. Seaver is all set. The pitch to Jones. Swung on. Line shot. Past second base. Out into right center field for a base hit. Jones makes the turn at first, then holds up as Swoboda takes him back. Now, Mac Jones collects the third hit off Tom Seaver. A single, a good, solid smash to right center field. That brings up Don Clendenin. Clendenin had a hit to end the inning in the first. What happened, Mota was on second base, and Clendenin lined a shot, and Mota couldn't get out of the way, so Clendenin was credited with a hit, and the shortstop Harrelson with the putout. Line shot off Harrelson's glove in the left field for a base hit. Clendenin went after the first pitch, but Harrelson made a leap for it, almost got it, went off his glove out into left field for a base hit. So Clendenin is on first, Jones is on second, and that brings up Coco LeBoy. Fine cheer for Coco LeBoy here at Jerry Park tonight. Coco has one appearance, grounded out, third to first, hit the ball sharply to Kev Collins in the second inning. Here he is with a great opportunity to put the Expos, well, into a tie with the Mets and certainly ahead. Also, to put himself ahead in the runs batted in department. 2 men on. The pitch is outside to LeBoy for ball 1. The crowd is crying for action here at Jerry Park tonight. Coco LeBoy, the big surprise for the Montreal Expos this year. LeBoy, batting average, coming into tonight's game, .397. So Coco would like to get up over 400 a game. But more important, he'd like to bring in a couple of runs right now. The pitch to LeBoy is in there for call strike 1. 1-1 the count on Coco. Seaver steps off the mound, gives the ball a rub down, then goes to Rosenbach, looks around at his runners, Clendenin at first, Mac Jones at second base. Gary Sutherland in the on-deck circle. The 1-1 pitch to LeBoy. Swung on out of the left field. Coming in for it. I don't know. Jones gets it for the out. The runner's hold. Oh, for a while it looked like that ball would just drop rather quickly, sink on John. But he had a good had a good run on it. Took off with a crack of the bat and got to it. No damage for the Mets.
We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Montreal Expos Baseball Radio Network.
From Albany, New York, this is WHRL at 103 on your FM dial, your station for Expo Baseball in the Capital District.
First pitch to Gary is low and inside of the knees. Just below the knees for ball 1. 2 out now. Expos again with 2 runners on. They left 2 men stranded in the bottom half of the first inning. We're in the bottom half of the fourth. The Mets are leading 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Sutherland is outside for ball 2. John Bateman in the on-deck circle. And certainly an air of expectancy here tonight at Jerry Park. Seaver watching his runner at second base, Mac Jones. The 2-0 pitch swung on the ground down at short. Harrelson's up with it. The throw to first in time for the out. And Seaver gets out of trouble. As Sutherland goes out short to first. For the Expos in the bottom half of the fourth inning, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. After 4 complete innings of play, it's still 1-0 for the Mets.
Well, fans, Major League Baseball has come to Montreal in a big way, and thousands of people of all ages are enjoying baseball here at Jerry Park. The games are great, action-packed, filled with excitement for everyone, every minute of every game. Advance ticket sales are available daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. here at Jerry Park. Tickets also are sold after night games. Big League Baseball gets to people, all kinds of people. So get your tickets now and be assured of good seats for every game. Come on out and join us with the fun. Don't miss seeing all the stars of the National League in action at Jerry Park. Bring your family and friends and make it a baseball holiday. Get your tickets now. And remember, tickets are on sale every day from immediately after night games. Box seats are $5. Reserve seats $3.50 and $2.50. Bleacher seats are $1.50 for adults and $1 for children. You can buy tickets for any game this season now at the Jerry Park Advance Ticket window. Right after this game here tonight, we ought to mention that Canadian General Electric will be participating along with Expos officials. They'll be throwing at home plate. And some lucky fan here tonight's going to go home with a dishwasher. The automatic electric kind.
Eddie Cranepool steps in for the Mets. Cranepool with those 2 home runs yesterday. First pitch to Eddie is low and inside for ball 1. I sat with Eddie Cranepool and Ron Swoboda at last night's game at the Forum. Thanks to Busher Curry of the Montreal Canadiens, provided the 3 seats for us. And they're real hockey fans. Paul Stryken Cranepool. Cranepool followed the Rangers for years. The great Gump Worsley fan was disappointed that Worsley wasn't playing last night, but marveled at the quick hands of Rogatien Vachon. 1-1 the count on Eddie Cranepool. The pitch is low for ball 2. 2-1. Cranepool was telling me how happy he was to come through with those 2 home runs, his first 2 homers of the year yesterday. The fans, you know, have been on Cranepool's back at Shea Stadium for quite some time. They really like to boo him there. The 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3. Eddie says it does bother him at times, but he tries to ignore it as much as he can, but he does admit that the booing at Shea Stadium, especially when you get 40 or 50,000 fans thundering, it gets to him. The 3-1 pitch inside. Oh, he cut that inside corner. Cranepool was on his way to first base, but called back by the plate umpire, Lee Ware. Beware of Lee Ware. You're not on until he tells you you're on. 3-2 the count on Cranepool. Line shot out of the left field for a base hit. Second hit of the night off Mike Wegner. Cranepool tags it out into left field. So that brings up Ron Swoboda. Swoboda steps in. He's a right-hand batter. Looks down at Eddie Yost for a sign. There's nobody out here in the top half of the 5th inning. Swoboda, a muscular sort of fellow. 1. Swoboda hitting .340. Appeared in 15 ball games. Ron has 1 home run to his credit, has knocked in 9 runs. Very likable fellow. And we had a long chat with Ron last night of the game as well. Line shot out of the right field. Staub has a line on. He's got it for the out. Rusty played that one perfectly. Dave Van Horn and myself were given quite a lecture by Rusty Staub the other night in Pittsburgh. He was telling us how he plays these batters. He's always in position, he claims, I guess 99.99% of the time. The pitch is in there for a call strike. Strike one on J.C. Martin. Martin struck out. In the second inning was Mike Wagner's first strikeout victim. Wagner has struck out 3 batters in the game so far. Left-hand batter, J.C. Martin. Wagner checks his man at first inside to Martin for ball 1. 1-1 the count with 1 out. The Mets in the lead, 1-0, top half of the 5th inning. They'll close out this series with a 4:05 game tomorrow afternoon. Then the Pirates will come to town, headed by former Montrealer Larry Shepard, their manager. Slow foul on the ground back of first base, rolls over to the Met dugout. Allons-y, Alonso. Allons voir les Expos. That's what it says on the electronic scoreboard here at Jerry Park.
Thanks. What does it mean, Rod?
Well, it says, let's go, Alonso. Let's go and watch the Expos in action. The pitch is high and inside to Martin for ball 2. The count is 2-2. Then they'll flash the sign in English, take thee out to the ball game. Not take me out to the ball game. Me, I'm already here. It's take thee out of the ball game, the Expo slogan. 1 out, 2-2 count. Into the air, back of second base. Sutherland is calling for it. And he's got it. J.C. Martin. Out to Gary Sutherland, back of second base. Kev Collins steps in. Collins struck out in the 3rd inning. Collins batting left-handed. The Mets' 3rd baseman has taken over. 2 out now. Runner still on first base. Outside pitch for ball 1 to Collins. Cranepool held close to the bag at first by Don Clendenin. Wagner looks down at Bateman for his sign, checks his runner at first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lined out into right field. Will drop in there for a base hit, maybe 2. Cranepool making the turn at second, heading for third. Staub has the ball. Cranepool holds up at third, and the runner goes into second base. What a throw! What a throw by Rusty Staub to the plate. Lucky for Mr. Cranepool, he didn't head for the plate. Collins has a double down the line in right field. And that moves Cranepool all the way around to third. Brings up Tom Seaver, the pitcher. With 2 out, runners in second and third, Seaver moves in. Seaver hasn't had a hit so far this year in 9 trips to the plate. Tom Seaver. He struck out when he made his only appearance in the 3rd inning, the top of the 3rd inning. Here he is in the top half of the 5th inning. Cranepool on third. Collins on second with a double. Down the right field line, the first pitch to Seaver misses for ball 1. Well, Seaver certainly can help his own cause along with a hit, because Cranepool will score, and quite possibly Collins. The pitch, it's low for ball 2. Wagner walks partway down to talk to John Bateman. Bateman partway out. Wagner realizes that he can't lose Seaver. With those runners in second and third, although it would fill the bases and create a force, the top of the order would come in. Pitch is high for ball 3. 3-0 the count. Wagner a little disgusted with himself. three pitches, failed to find the strike zone. Well, he'll groove this next pitch. Looks down, checks his runner at third. Crane pull, the pitch. It's inside for ball 4. Seaver is on with a walk. That loads the sacks. Crane pull at third. Collins at second and Seaver at first base. And it brings up Bud Harrelson. Harrelson flied out to left field in the first and the fourth. A miracle catch by Wagner. I suppose he caught it more out of safety than anything else. 2 out. Bases loaded. Harrelson, the batter, swings the first pitch and fouls it against the screen. Dan McGinn rushes out now to start warming up in the Expo bullpen. Gene Mock taking no chances since Wagner walked the pitcher, Tom Seaver. 0-1 the count. On Bud Harrelson. Wagner delivers in there for called strike 2. Wagner moves way ahead of his man. Now we can look for the wasted pitch. Bases loaded here in the top half of the 5th inning. 2 out. Harrelson, the batter. Wagner checks his runner on third. The 0-2 pitch. Back on the press box roof. And the count remains 0-2. McGinn continues to warm up. The outfield is playing in. They don't expect any long ones from Bud Harrelson. The pitch inside for ball 1. As Wagner just blazed that ball, and Harrelson had to duck out of the way. Rod Gaspar in the on-deck circle. Wagner has given up 3 hits in this ball game so far. Single, double, and triple. All right now, the 1-2 pitch. It's high for ball 2. Now Wagner must go to work on Harrelson. The count is 2-2. So here's a big pitch for the big right-hander. He looks deliberately into the dugout to Gene Mock on the steps of the Expos dugout. The 2-2 pitch outside for ball 3. And Wagner kicks at the dirt, mad at himself. Kokomo Boy comes in from third to steady the big right-hander. Always a few words of encouragement to Wagner. It's a 3-2 count. This next one has got to be right down the groove. A walk brings it. 3-2. It'll be the big fastball right down the middle. The runners are on the way. The ball's hit on the ground. Wagner one-hands it. Over to first. In time. Oh! A fine stretch by Don Clemson at first base as Wagner gets himself out of a jam. They're handing that ball. Hit back. A difficult, slow roller between third and the pitcher's mound. Wagner hopped on it with his bare hand and fired it over to Clendenin. And Clendenin made a fine pickup on the ball as it bounced right in front of the bag. So, for the Mets in the 5th inning, no runs on 2 hits, no Expo errors, 3 men left on base. Still 1-0 for the Mets as we move into the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Let's take a look at other games being played in the National League tonight. In the Western Division, Atlanta leads San Diego 3-1. San Diego batting in the 4th inning. Colbert just hit a home run to put them on the scoreboard after the Braves scored 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. Gary Ross pitching for San Diego. Phil Negro for Atlanta. Cincinnati leads Houston 1-0 after 3.5 innings. Philadelphia scored
that big bat of his, we could have a tied ball game. Bateman has the power. Hit 17 home runs in 1966 with Houston. Goes after the first pitch, grounds it foul down the third baseline. John Bateman received a gigantic bonus of $74 to sign with the Houston. 0-1 pitch way outside, and the count is 1-1. Outfield playing Bateman deep. That's Jones in left field, Gaspar in center, and Swoboda in right. The 1-1 pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count now. Bateman steps out for a moment. Took a glance down at Peanuts Lowry in the third base coaching box. The man in the on-deck circle is Mike Wagner. 2-1 the count. Seaver all set. The pitch way outside gets away from J.C. Martin. The count is 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike on John Bateman. Big crowd here at Jarry Park tonight. We're guessing in the area of 16, 17, 18,000. Could be more. The Mets and Expos close out tomorrow afternoon with a 4:05 start. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, and Bateman went right around on that one. As Seaver changed speeds in his curveball. All right, full count now at Bateman, leading off for the Expos in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The pitch on the ground, fouled along the third baseline and rolls right out past the Expos bullpen. The count remains 3-2. Time call momentarily as that ball was returned in and rolled onto the field of play. Time call momentarily as that ball was returned in and rolled onto the field of play. Here comes the big pitch to Bateman. On the ground down at second. Boswell up with it. Over to first in time for the out. That brings up Mike Wagner. Wagner was strikeout victim number 3 for Tom Seaver. Crowd applauds Wagner. His great fielding play. 2 fine fielding plays by Mike Wagner in this game so far, and some fine pitching. Swings hard at the first pitch and misses for strike 1. Well, we've seen a couple of close ball games. We saw a close ball game yesterday, a 2-0 score for the Mets, and so far it's 1-0. Inside pitch to Wagner in the bottom half of the 5th inning. A tight pitches battle between Tom Seaver of the Mets and Mike Wagner of the Expos. Bill Stoneman, our no-hit star, goes tomorrow afternoon at 4:05. The 1-1 pitch. A line shot right to Harrelson for the out. Wagner lines out to Bud Harrelson at short. 2 away now. That brings up the top of the batting order, Maury Wills. Maury struck out in the first and walked in the third. Maury hitting 169. 19,024. The attendance here at Jarry Park. Maury grounds it into the Expo dugout and now runs back toward the dugout for a change of bats. 0-1 the count. on Maury Wills. Maury with 4 stolen bases yesterday. He stole one here at Jerry Park yesterday. Wills, of course, not noted for his power, for placing his hits to any part of the field, and for his speed. That one's fouled down the third baseline into the seats. And it's an 0-2 count on Wills, as Seaver remains well ahead of the batter. Until he gets it, he fouls them out. Yes, it'll be Bill Stallman for the Expos against Don Cardwell for the Mets. The 0-2 pitch. A blooper out in the left field. Jones is moving over for it. He's got it for the out. You know, that ball didn't actually bloop. It looked like it was blooping and then just took off. So Wills flies up to left field for the Expos, and they're half the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no Met errors. As we move into the top half of the sixth inning, it's still 1-0 for the New York Mets over the Montreal Expos. The Mets got their only run on a triple by Cleon Jones in the first fly by Ed Craneville in the top half of the second inning. That brought in Jones.
We want you to be making your plans now. After the Mets and the Pirates series, for a big 9-game homestand beginning the 9th of May, and we'll see the Cincinnati Reds, the Houston Astros, and the Atlanta Braves here at Jerry Park. See some of the teams of the Western Division. Friday, May 9th at 8:05, Saturday, May 10th at 2:15, Sunday, May 11th at 1:35. Then the Houston Astros will be in town on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, May 13th and 14th. Following an open day on Thursday, the Atlanta Braves will be here for a 4-game set. Make your plans now. Seats are still available. Don't miss the exciting teams of the Western Division coming to Jerry Park in this next coming homestand after the Pittsburgh Pirates series this weekend.
Rod Gaspar steps in to lead off for the Mets in the top half of the sixth inning. Gaspar so far grounded out second to first in the first and popped out to pitcher Mike Wegner in the fourth inning. Left-hand batter bats with a foot in the bucket. Wegner throws. Gaspar swings and misses for strike one. I'll tell you, with his batting stance, you wonder how in the world he can hit. But Gaspar does get his hits. He's hitting .212 right now. Not breaking any batting records by any means. Not noted for power, and he certainly can hit for power with batting stance such as we're watching there with that foot in the bucket. 0-1 the count. Gaspar, it's low for ball one. And the count is 1-1. Well, we're out in our estimates, Dave. He said 16, 17. We went as high as 18,000. The crowd, 19,024. Here at Jerry Park. The 1-1 pitch, a light grounder, could be trouble. Wills in for it, throw to first in time. Oh, a big stretch again by Don Clendenin. A fine play by Maury Wills on a difficult ground ball. Lavoie had moved over for it and almost got in Wills' way, but Maury picked it up and fired over Clendenin. Gaspar, a very fast man on his feet, almost made it to the bag. But still it out. Gaspar goes out short to first. Ken Boswell steps in. Left-hand batter takes the first pitch and nips the inside corner for call strike one. Gaspar grounded out. Pitcher to first and the first, and second to first and the fourth. Ken Boswell. Boswell stands 6 feet, weighs 170 pounds. The 0-1 pitch is low for ball one. Boswell is 23 years of age. Signed by Red Murph, who is now scouting for the Montreal Expos. Fouls the next pitch for strike two. Boswell's batting average is .274. He has one home run, and I believe that was a home run against the Montreal Expos. Pitch is high and inside. Let's take 10 seconds out for station identification. This is your Expo Baseball Radio Network.
And from Albany, New York, this is Radio WHRL at 103 on your FM dial. Correct Eastern Daylight Time, 9:31.
The 2-2 pitch is fouled into the dirt behind John Bateman, and the count remains 2-2. One away in the top half of the sixth inning. The Mets are leading this ball game 1-0. So far tonight, we haven't seen any of that Expo power, and we failed to see it yesterday too. The air could be trouble in left field. Jones a long run after it. I don't know if he can get to it. He gets it. Oh, a great catch. A long run by Mac Jones. On the left-hand hitter, Jones had to run a country mile after that one and took it in foul territory near the stand. And Mac receives a fine round of applause, especially from those fans behind him in the left field bleachers. Well, Mac really turned on the speed because Boswell, a left-hand batter, was up and Jones had shifted over toward left center field, so he really had to run after that one. Luckily, it was high in the air and gloved it just in time. Jones, the batter, a slow roller foul along the third baseline for strike one. Well, that's a big catch by Mac Jones. It wouldn't have caused any trouble because it was falling foul, but you never can tell with those foul balls that are missed because the next ones could be out of the park. So the count is 0-1 in Jones. The right-hand batter takes it inside for ball one. Wagner goes to Rosenbag. Given up only 3 hits in this game so far. The Expos have out-hit the Mets 4-3, but the Mets have outscored the Expos 1-0. The 1-1 pitch to Jones, high and outside for ball two. Well, the pitchers have had their way in the last 2 ball games anyway here at Montreal, with the exception of those 2 home runs by Big Cranepool. The 2-1 pitch to Jones. Swung out and missed for strike 2. And Leon was going right around on that one. As we look at the crowd tonight, a lot of those colorful Expo hats. Last night, David, the hockey game, you see all the Expo hats?
Sure did, a lot of them.
Well, they were in place.
Go ahead, Russ.
The colors of the Montreal Canadiens, red, white, and blue, so they weren't out of place at the Forum. 2-2 pitch, outside, into the dirt, gets away from Bateman, back to the backstop. All right, we've got a full count now on Cleon Jones with 2 out. The 3-2 pitch. Swung out of this, he struck it out. 4 and a big one for Mike Wagner. For the Mets in their half of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no Expo errors, nobody left on. Going into the bottom half of the 6th inning, still 1-0 for New York.
Fans, the Expos yearbooks are going fast. Be sure to order your copy now and send one to your family and friends. Expos yearbooks are a great gift idea for an Expos fan. A 68-page book in color and loaded with sketches of Expos players, the manager, and coaching staff. Complete information on all departments and phases of the Montreal Expos operation. Pictures of your favorite Expos. Action shots from baseball games. Pictures of the team, the trainer, and equipment manager. You'll get an inside look at the Montreal Expos in the beautiful 1969 yearbook. Get your copy now. Information for ordering tickets and a detailed seating diagram of Jerry Park is included for handy reference all season long. There's also a section on our radio and TV broadcast crew. The Expos yearbook is available, too, at Jerry Park. For your copy by mail, send $1.25 for the cost of the book, postage, and handling to Yearbook, Jerry Park, Montreal. Order your copy today and be in the know with your very own copy of the 1969 Expos Yearbook. Well, we had promised yesterday when we talked about this game, we promised a dandy, and that's exactly what we have here. A battle between Tom Seaver and Mike Wagner. A 1-0 ball game. The Mets lead. They scored in the 2nd. We're in the bottom of the 6th.
And Tom Seaver is facing the meat of the Expo batting order. Manny Mota, Rusty Staub, and Mac Jones to start off with. Mota lines the first shot down the line. Foul in right field. Manny going for that outside pitch. Had it dropped in, it would have gone for extra bases. But it becomes just a long strike for Manny Mota. Right-hand batter. Seaver looking out to right field to Ron Swoboda. Make sure that Swoboda is shifted over toward the foul line. Mota fakes a bunt. Call strike, 2. 0-2 the count. On Manny Mota, Seaver moves way ahead of his man. Outfield is shifted over toward the right. On Mota, the right-hand batter who hits to right field. The 0-2 pitch. Got Mota looking on that 0-2 pitch. And that was strikeout number 4 for Seaver. Rusty Staub steps in. Staub walked in the first and grounded out to first baseman Ed Cleanpool in the 4th inning. Well, Rusty would love to tag one right now and tie up this ball game. And the crowd would like to see him do it. 0-0 the count on Staub. The first pitch. Curveball is low, misses for ball 1. 1-0 the count on Staub. Rusty steps out and knocks some of the dirt from his cleats. Adjusts his grip on the bat, as we've told you on many occasions. You probably know he chokes up quite a bit on the bat. The 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2. Seaver knows he's got to be careful with his fellow Staub, one of the best hitters in baseball. 2-0 the count, and here's the pitch. On the ground, foul down the first base line out toward right field. Hits the stand and rolls out into fair territory. The count is 2-1 on Staub. And if Rusty bangs one here, you'll hear a roar from the crowd. Whether it's for one or for the circuit, the 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3. Staub with those great eyes. Rusty only swings at strikes. Can react to any pitch in a split second. The 3-1 count. It's fouled up in the air, almost to our booth, not quite enough on it. And the count is 3-2 on Staub. Well, if it's just a little bit more oomph from that ball, and we would have had a souvenir or some broken fingers. Knowing my record, I'd be walking around with a cast in my hand tomorrow. The count is 3-2. The pitch to Staub. It's low for ball 4, and he draws another walk. That brings up Mac Jones. Mac was called out on strikes in the first and singled in the fourth. Mac missed yesterday's ball game with a full muscle, but in batting practice, the only thing that he's seen a pull was a long one over that right field wall. The crowd starts to chant at "Go, Mac, go." Stops on first base. 1 out. Don Clendenin in the on-deck circle. Staub with a lead off first. Seaver is ready. Here's the pitch. It's inside to Jones for ball 1. J.C. Martin steps across the plate and fires it back to his right-hander. Outfield playing Jones deep. Svoboda almost on the warning track in right field. Gaspar in deep center and Jones in deep left. The pitch to Mac, a changeup swung on and missed as Mac went for the change. And the count is 1-1. Good pitch by Seaver. Mac, as we said, looked for that fastball, and he looked for it that time. But the big fat one came in, and he swung. Went right around. Pulled beautifully on that changeup by Tom Seaver. All right, 1-1 the count with 1 out, 1 on. Seaver checks his man at first base. The pitch to John. Another changeup, but Mac wasn't going that time. No, sirree. Ball 2. Seaver came across with that back-to-back change. Those back-to-back changes, I should say. 2-1 the count on Jones. And here's the pitch. Inside, gets away, and drops down at second base. Wild pitch by Tom Seaver. Throws Rusty Staub in a scoring position. Now a single by Jones can tie the score. And the crowd is flying for action. The Mets are leading 1-0, bottom half of the 6th inning. What a roar you'll hear if Mac pitches him through with a base hit. 3-1 the count on Jones. Seaver is on the spot. Staub's on second base. The pitch. It's fouled back to third base into the seats. Now we've got a full count. Don Clendenin just itching to get on. Jones the batter. 3-2 the count. Right to Bud Harrelson at shortstop. Oh, is this ever a game of inches? As Jones lined it right to Bud Harrelson, and luckily for Staub, there was no one near second base. Boswell was on the left-hand batter, of course, was shifted over to the right, and in no position to take a throw from Harrelson, or the Mets would have had a double play. Well, Mac got good will on the ball, lined it beautifully, but Harrelson with a leap pulled it down. So we've got 2 out. The runner on second base is still Rusty Staub. Don Clendenin the batter. Clendenin is 2 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Seaver checks his runner. The first pitch to Clendenin, high and inside for ball 1. Clendenin with a line shot that hit Manny Mota for his first hit in the first. Mota was out. That's out in the center field. Coming in for it is Gaspar. He gets under it and takes it. Well, Seaver gets himself out of trouble in that one. For the Mets. For the Expos, no runs, no hits, no Met errors, one man left on base. After 6 complete innings of play, it's still 1-0 for the Mets.
I will take an opportunity here to look at the scoreboard in the National League. The Atlanta Braves now lead San Diego 4-1 with Atlanta batting in the 5th. Felix Millan just hit a home run for the Braves in the bottom of the 5th. Atlanta's still batting. Cincinnati scored 7 runs in the 4th. They lead Houston 8-0 after 5 innings of play at Cincinnati. Jim Maloney on the mound for the Reds tonight. Blasingame was knocked out in the 4th. Ray coming on in the 4th for Houston. Philadelphia 3, Chicago 1 going into the 9th at Philly. Pittsburgh beat St. Louis 2-1 in the first game. The Cardinals scored 5 in the 4th and lead the Pirates 6-0 after 3.5 in the second game. Los Angeles and San Francisco a little bit later on. Russ?
Well, here are the totals after 6 innings. The Mets have picked up 1 run on 3 hits off Mike Wagner. Wagner struck out 4, did not issue any walks. Seaver has given up 4 hits, no runs, has struck out 4 batters, and has walked twice, walked 2 batters, and, of course, the 2 walks were to Rusty. For the New York Mets in the top half of the 7th inning, the big troublemaker for the Expos yesterday, first baseman Ed Cranepool.
Cranepool came into this game batting .309. He's 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly here tonight. He drove in the only run in the game. 1-0. The Mets leading. Top of the 7th, Mike Wagner delivers to Cranepool. He swings on the first pitch and pops it up. The left side of the infield, in on the grass, LeBoy makes the catch. 1 away. And that'll bring Ron Swoboda to the plate. 0 for 2. Pops up to Clendenin in the second and lined out to stop in the 5th. Swoboda's a right-hand hitter. The Mets and the Expos wind up this 3-game series at 4:05 tomorrow afternoon. For the Mets, Don Cardwell. For the Expos, Bill Stoneman. Wagner delivers. A strike on the outside corner. 0-1. The first night game at Jerry Park here tonight. Almost 20,000 in the stands. Pitch is down low. Bounced away from John Bateman. 1 ball and 1 strike. In left field, Mac Jones. Center field, Manny Mota. Rusty Staub is in right. We'll take you around the infield now. At third, Coco LeBoy. At short, Maury Wills. At second, Gary Sutherland. At first, Don Clendenin. Wagner's pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Ron Swoboda. On the mound, a young right-hander, Mike Wagner. 1-0 on the year. Second appearance against the Mets. The first starting role. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's all for Swoboda. 2 away as Wagner logged his 5th strikeout. The batter, the catcher, J.C. Martin, a left-hand hitter, is 0 for 2. Wagner struck him out in the second. Martin popped up to the second baseman, Sutherland, in the 5th. Outfield just about straight away for Mr. Martin. Here's Mike into the windup. His fastball is low and outside, ball 1. The Expos about hit the Mets 4-3. The Mets lead 1-0. Cleon Jones led off the second with a triple, and Ed Cranepool hit a fly ball to left field to score him. Here's Wagner's pitch. Low on the outside corner, ball 2. 2 balls and nothing. The count on J.C. Martin. Terrific turnout here tonight on behalf of the Montreal Expos front office. Our thanks to you. Here's the 2-0. It comes high. Ball 3. 3-0. Wagner's only walked one man tonight, and that was Seaver, pitcher in the 5th. Here's Mike's pitch. Cut on. Fly ball. Right field. Coming in. Stop. Plenty of time to get under it. Big Rusty's there, and he's got it. That's all for the Mets in the 7th. Wagner puts him down 1-2-3 with nothing across. For Mike, that is his 4th 1-2-3 inning. The score at the end of 6.5 here at Jarry Park as we take the 7th inning stretch. The New York Mets won. The Montreal Expos nothing.
Well, fans, you've heard us quite a bit on these baseball broadcasts raving about the Expos yearbook. And I'm certain that any of you who will purchase an Expo yearbook won't be disappointed with what you'll find inside. A centerfold, of course, a centerfold picture, good for framing, beautiful color picture of the Montreal Expos team, picture taken down at spring training in West Palm Beach in Florida, and information on all the Expo personnel. I say all the personnel, not only the players with action pictures and all that, not only manager Gene Mock and his coaches, but also a lot of the people behind the scenes in the Expos. It's quite a story, and this, of course, being an historic year for baseball, the 100th anniversary of baseball, and also the expansion year where so many teams have come into Major League Ball, 4 teams all told, 2 in the National and 2 in the American. This is a year to get the Expo yearbook. It's a great souvenir to have. For a copy of the yearbook, send $1.25 to Yearbook, Jarry Park, Montreal. Well, the Montreal fans are standing up for their 7th inning stretch, and the organist is pumping away. Take me out to the ball game. Everyone having a wonderful time here. Well, I say everyone. They're having a wonderful time in the ball game, witnessing a great pitcher's battle between Tom Seaver of the Mets and Mike Wagner of the Expos. They're not too happy. That score up there, 1-0 for the Mets. But maybe this guy coming back can do something about it. Jose Coco Laboy.
Numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the Montreal batting order. Laboy, Sutherland, and Bateman. Coco is 0 for 2. Right-hand hitter. Came into this one hitting .395. Ball 1. Our record against right-handers is 6 and 10. We've been involved in 3 decisions this year with left-handers. We're 1 and 2. Seaver's tough tonight. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a 2-hopper. Shortstop harrels it up with it. Throw to first. Retires Laboy. 1 away. Gary Sutherland will be the batter. The Expos have gone 18 and 1/3 innings without scoring a run. We are due. Now to Sutherland. His first pitch is low and outside for a ball. Gary grounded out twice, once to third, once to short. Elroy Face, right-hander, warming up down in the bullpen for the Expos. Seaver with the wind-up in the pitch. A swing and a foul. Back to the right to even the count and a ball and a strike. Down in the New York bullpen, right-hander Cal Kuntz, left-hander Tug McGraw. A ball and a strike to Sutherland. The pitch taken high, ball 2. 2-1. For Gary Sutherland, the center fielder Rod Gaspar is around the right center. Up in the 2-1. Cut on and a high fly. Shallow right center. Coming in fast is Gaspar, and Gaspar makes the catch, dropping to one knee. The second baseman, Ken Boswell, also went out for the ball. They just about got in each other's way out there, but Gaspar made the catch. John Bateman. John is 0 for 2, retired on a couple of ground balls. The Expos have had 4 balls out of the infield tonight. Give you an idea of what Tom Seaver's done so far. Swing and a miss at a slow curve. Strike 1. 2 outs and nobody on. But it's only a 1-0 ball game, and anything can happen. So you can't leave this one till it's over. Here's the pitch. The fastball swung on to B, going left field, going right up. John Bateman hits a home run to tie this ball game up. No sooner than I'd gotten the words out of my mouth that in a 1-0 ball game, anything could happen. It's a brand new game as John Bateman gets a home run here. His 3rd of the season, his 7th RBI. And the Expos, after being shut out for 18 2/3 innings, score here in the 7th on Bateman's home run to left. And it's a brand new ball game, 1-1. What a beautiful shot by John Bateman. The crowd here, 19,000 going crazy at Jerry Park as we've got a new ball game, a 1-all tie between the Mets and the Expos. 5th hit off Seaver. The batter is the pitcher, Mike Wegener, who's just been given new life in this one. As John Bateman tied it up here in the bottom of the 7th, a 1-1 ball game as Big John powered one, and that was a power home run over the left field fence into the bleacher seats. Some 385 feet away. Here's the 1-0 to Wegener. He swings and foul tips one at the plate, a ball and a strike. The Expos this year have now hit 15 home runs. Wegener's 0 for 2. Swings and misses the next one. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, that got the adrenaline going here again. Expos have out-hit the Mets 5-3, and now it's a 1-1 ball game. Here's Seaver's pitch. Cut on and a little looper in the infield. Seaver off the mound to his right, goes over and makes the catch. And that's all for Mike Wegener. And that's it for the Expos. But on John Bateman's home run, it's a new ball game. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left. And the score at the end of 7 here at Jerry Park in Montreal. The Expos won and the New York Mets won.
Well, let's check some final scores just in. The Philadelphia Phillies defeated the Chicago Cubs by the score of 3-1. Woody Fireman, the left hand of the winner. Bill Hans charged with the loss. It was Fireman's 3rd win. It was Hans' 2nd loss against 3 victories. Pittsburgh beat St. Louis 2-1 in the first game of the Twin Bill, bunting the winner, Justy the loser. In the second game, the Cards are leading 6-0 in the top half of the 5th inning. In other ball games, at Cincinnati, 8-0 for the Reds over Houston in the top of the 6th. At Atlanta, it's 5-1 for the Braves. Los Angeles and San Francisco later tonight. In the American League, we have a final score. Washington beat Boston by the score of 1-0. A 1-hit, a home run by the big fellow, Frank Howard. And in the winners, Stang charged with the loss. Here, of course, at Jerry Park in Montreal, a 1-all tie between the Mets and the Montreal Expos. We have a right-hander warming up. Third baseman Ted Collins steps in.
Out on the message board, there was a sign up that said, John did it. John Bateman's home run tied this one up. All right, Kevin Collins, left-hand hitter, 1 for 2. Swings on the first pitch, a high foul down to the right. Out of play. Back into the stands. Strike 1 to Collins. The 8th, a 1-1 ball game here at Jerry Park. Wegener's fastball, a 1-hopper to Sutherland, backhands it. Throw to first, that's all for Mr. Collins. think? It looks like Grote. No, it's going to be Seaver.
It's Jerry Grote is warming up in the bullpen, so we might see Grote in this ball game yet. He's taking warm-up throws in the bullpen for the match.
Tom Seaver was called out on strikes in the third, drew a walk in the fifth. Pitch taken for a strike. 0-1. Mike Wagoner has only allowed 3 hits in this ball game. 2 in 1 inning. That was the fifth, and he got out of the inning with the bases loaded, retiring Harrelson on a ground ball that he made the play on himself. Pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Check swing foul to the stands on the right. A ball and 2 strikes. You know, when I was mentioning that we'd gone 18 2/3 innings without scoring a run, I really should take 3 innings off there and not count them, because they were the last 3 innings of the last Pittsburgh game, which we won 4-2. So we really didn't need to score in those 3 innings. We had that ball game. Here's the strike 3 call. Seaver is caught looking. Strikeout number 6 for Mike Wagoner. 2 away. Nobody on, and the batter, Bud Harrelson, 0 for 3. Lined out to center field. Lined out to Wagoner on that great play by Mike. And hit the ground ball to Wagoner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul off to the right. Into the on-deck circle where Rod Gaspard picked the ball up. Lee Weyer, the plate umpire, putting a new ball in play. Harry Wendelstedt is at first base tonight. Ken Burkhardt at second, and Ed Sudol at third. The men in blue working the game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a foul back to the screen. 0-2 to Bud Harrelson. Left-hand hitter. The left side of the I'm going to call it the left side of the outfield, the way Manny Mota's played him. Mota is in and way over in left center. Mac Jones way in left field. Clendenin protects the line on the right side of the infield. Bob is swung around toward right center. Here's the pitch. Just missed the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. And as you can tell, the fans didn't agree with the call. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification on this, the Expos Baseball Radio Network.
From Albany, New York, this is WHRL at 103 on your FM dial. Your station for Expo Baseball in the Capital District.
Wagoner's pitch to Harrelson is high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. A 1-1 affair. Boy, Wagoner's looked sharp now in these last 2 outings. This is great news. Struck him out. Harrelson goes down swinging, and the Mets are through in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7 strikeouts for Mike Wagoner. We go to the home half of the 8th. The score, the Expos 1 and the Mets 1.
Fans, make your plans now. What exciting action we're watching tonight here at Jerry Park in Montreal. You too, down the line on the Expo Baseball Radio Network, can be taking part in this action that we're witnessing all season long here in Jerry Park by coming to the Expo games. After the Mets and Pirates series are over this weekend, the Expos make a short trip to Atlanta for a pair of games, and then they come to Montreal for a big 9-game homestand beginning May 9th, featuring the Cincinnati Reds, the Houston Astros, and the Atlanta Braves. This will be the first opportunity for Expo fans to see the exciting teams of the Western Division. Pete Rose and Tommy Helms and the rest of the Cincinnati Reds will be here for a 3-game series Friday, May 9th at 8:05, Saturday, May 10th at 2:15, and Sunday, May 11th at 1:35. Then Harry the Hat Walker and his Houston Astros hit Wednesday night, May 13th and 14th. Following that, the Atlanta Braves come to town for a big 4-game set. So make sure you come to Montreal and watch the exciting Expos in action at Jerry Park. Well, Jerry Grote takes over behind the plate now for J.C. Martin, and this is a defensive move in a 1-1 ball game here in the late innings. Grote has a great arm, a quick release, and
Should the Expos get a man on base, Gil Hodges would much prefer to have Jerry Grody behind the plate. Tom Seaver to face Maury Wills, batting left. Wills swings on the first pitch and pops it up. Third base, right behind the bag. Shortstop Harrelson has it. One away for the Expos here in the bottom of the eighth. The batter will be Manny Mota, who is 1 for 3. Got a hit in the first. Grounded into a double play in the third. Was called out on strikes in the sixth. Right-hand hitter. Mota came into this one hitting .280. The Expos are looking for their third victory of the season here at Jarry Park. And their 8th victory of the year overall. The pitch to Mota, swung on, and a one-hopper back to Seaver on the mound. He turns and throws to Cranepool at first, and Mota's retired. And that'll bring Rusty Staub to the plate, 0 for 1 with a couple of walks.
Right fielder, Rusty Staub.
The Expos had a couple of scoring opportunities. In the first inning with 1 out, they had runners at first and second. In the 4th inning with 1 out, runners at first and second. And then John Bateman finally broke the ice, a home run in the 7th to tie it up at 1-1. Staub, a left-hand hitter. Seaver deals, and a hopper behind first base foul. Strike 1 to Rusty. Tomorrow night, the final game of this series. Tomorrow afternoon, thank you, Russ, a 4:05 game. Bill Stoneman will be pitching for the Expos. 2-3 on the year. Don Cardwell for the Mets, 0-3. Staub swings and drills one foul into the stands down the right field line. 0-2 to Rusty. So in tomorrow night's game, again, 2 right-handers. That should be a good ball game. Cardwell will be fighting hard for his first victory, and Bill Stoneman, who's been pitching great ball, out to even his record at 3-3. Outside, got away from Grody. A ball and 2 strikes to Rusty Staub. 2 outs, nobody on. To the windup. He delivers a change, curve, and it's low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cal Kuntz, the right-hander, and Tug McGraw, the left-hander, continue to heat up in the Met bullpen down the right field line. Stop swing. It back out of play behind the plate. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. $19,024 paid here tonight. Watching a great ball game. Here's a slow curve blowing outside for ball 3, so we got a full count on Rusty. Out for just a moment. Rusty coming into this game has hit .313 against the Mets, batting .314 on the year. Here's the windup and the pitch, swung on, hard ground ball to the right. Coming up with it is Boswell, second baseman. Throw to Cranepool is in time, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3, as Seaver put down the top of the Expos order, nothing across. And the score as we go to the 9th inning here at Jarry Park, the Expos won and the Mets won.
All right, let's take a look at that out-of-town scoreboard once again. Over in Atlanta, it's 5-2 for the Braves over San Diego in the bottom of the 7th. Cincinnati way out in front of Houston, 8-0 in the bottom of the 7th at Cincinnati. Philadelphia beat Chicago 3-1. Pittsburgh beat St. Louis 2-1 in the first game. The Cards are leading the Phillies 6-0 in the 6th inning of the second game. Los Angeles, San Francisco, a night game. Haven't got anything on that game starting late on the West Coast. In the American League, well, first of all, this afternoon, Minnesota beat Seattle 6-4. Tonight, Washington defeated Boston 1-0 on a home run by Frank Howard, his 8th circuit blast of the year. Cleveland leads New York 2-0 in the top of the 6th. It's a 2-all tie between Chicago White Sox and Kansas City Royals playing in the 5th inning. And it's a scoreless tie between Baltimore and Detroit playing in the top half of the 4th. Here at Jerry Park in Montreal, 1-all between the Mets and the Expos. The Mets got their lone run in the 2nd inning on a triple by Cleon Jones and a sacrifice fly by Ed Greenpool. The Expos got their only run of the ball game, 7th inning, on a thrilling home run by John Bateman over the left field wall.
Here in the top of the 9th for the Mets, it'll be Rod Gaspar, Ken Boswell, and Cleon Jones. Mike Wagoner on the mound, pitching a beautiful ball game. Mike's into the windup. The pitch to the left-hand hitter, taken for a strike. Gaspar is hitless tonight. This is his 4th trip to the plate. The big right-hander into the motion. The pitch is inside. Ball 1. A ball and a strike. Pittsburgh Pirates will be here this weekend. Friday night, 8:05 starting time. And then Saturday afternoon, 2:15. Sunday afternoon, 1:35. Here's the 1-1 to Gaspar. Low and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Loosening up down the right field line is Tommy Agee, New York outfielder. In a big batting slump, he's been out of the lineup. Looked like Agee was going to get off to a great start. Remember that he hit 2 home runs. Was it the second game against us, Russ, at Shea Stadium?
That's right. One of them right up the top deck.
Yeah, first ball hit up there. Line drive single to right field by Gaspar. So Rod Gaspar comes up with the first hit given up by Wagoner since Collins' double back in the 5th. 10 men had been retired by Mike Wagoner. Just the 4th hit off Wagoner, and here in the 9th, the Mets get a runner aboard with nobody out, and the batter, Kenny Boswell, left-hand hitter, 0 for 3. There goes the runner. The pitch is low and outside. Bateman's throw is not in time. The pitch was a little rough for John to handle. He had to reach for that one to his left, and then recover, get his balance, and make that throw. And Gaspar was in, got a real good start on Mike Wagoner when Mike went into the windup. So Gaspar steals second.
Dan McGinn and Roy Face are warming up for the Expos in their bullpen. Face, the veteran right-hander, McGinn, the left-hander.
So now the runner is in scoring position. The pitch to Boswell, bunted, third base side, foul. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boswell can move that runner to third, well then a fly ball can score him if it's deep enough. So we'll see if the bunt is still on. One and one the count on Boswell. Nobody out here in the 9th. A 1-1 ball game. The pitch, bunted, third base side, foul again, strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes. Gaspar was standing on third when the Expos got to that ball. He was off and running with the pitch again. He goes back to second. Now with 2 strikes on him, we'll see if Boswell tries. Gaspar takes his lead off second. Wagoner holds at the belt. Mike kicks and deals. The pitch cut on, line drive, right field. Staub coming up with the ball quickly. And he bobbled the ball, can't find the handle on it, and the run scores, and the Mets take a lead. The throw to second gets the runner, Boswell, going in. He's got a hit and an RBI. We'll have see if they credit him with the RBI. I'm going to guess that they give him the RBI, and he's out 9-6 going to second. But Gaspar came in to score to put the Mets in front 2-1 here in the ninth inning. Rusty came up on that ball and just couldn't find the handle. Had it in his glove, it had popped out. He left it behind, had to go back and get it, did throw the runner out at second. So there's one away, nobody on. And the batter, Cleon Jones, sharp ground ball, third baseman Lavoie up with it, throw to first in time. 2 away. Well, they've made the announcement, Russ. Did you hear it? I think he said a single and an RBI. Is that right?
Right. Single and an RBI.
No error on the play.
No.
The man out. So here's a swing and a foul off to the right side. That sort of nullified that anyway. 2 away. Ed Cranepool, the batter. Sacrifice fly in the second. Pitch is cut on, lifted high into the air, right side of the infield. Clendenin comes under it. He's got it. So that's all for the Mets. But here in the ninth, they come up with 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. Nobody left on base. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's New York 2, Montreal 1.
Well, Major League Baseball has come to Montreal in a big way. Thousands of people of all ages are enjoying baseball at Jarry Park. The games are great, as witnessed tonight. Action-packed, filled with excitement for everyone. Every minute of every game. Advance ticket sales available daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. here at Jarry Park. Tickets also sold after night games. Big League Baseball gets to people, all kinds of people. So get your tickets now and be assured of good seats for every game. Come on out and join the fun. Don't miss seeing all the stars of the National League in action at Jarry Park. Bring your family and friends. Make it a baseball holiday. Get your tickets now. Remember, tickets are on sale every day from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. at Jarry Park and immediately after night games. Box seats are $5. Reserve seats, $3.50 and $2.50. Bleacher seats are $1.50 for adults, $1 for children. You can buy tickets for any game this season now at the Jarry Park Advance Ticket window. Well, we move into the bottom half of the nervy ninth. And what a nervy ninth it's been as the Mets have taken a 2-1 lead. The Expos' last chance, and it'll be up to the next 3 batters at least, Mac Jones, Don Clendenin, and Coco Lavoie.
Tommy Agee has taken over in center field for Rod Gaspar. So the Mets have got Cleon Jones in left, Tommy Agee in center, and Ron Swoboda in right. Tom Seaver on the mound. Mac Jones will be the leadoff batter, number 4 man in the order here in the ninth. Then we'll get Don Clendenin and Coco Lavoie. Pitch, a swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Mac Jones.
Did you get those changes?
I was just going to say, did Garrett come into the ball game?
No, Agee has gone into
I got that.
center field,
Right.
and Gaspar to right field, taking Swoboda out.
All right.
And there's a change at second base. We'll pick it up in a second.
Here's the pitch, low and outside. Ball 1 ball and 1 strike. It is Wayne Garrett at second base for Ken Boswell. So Swoboda's out also with Gaspar now in right. Check swing. Did he go around? He went out to Mac Jones. 2-1, the Mets leading. They scored a run in the top of the ninth to break up a 1-1 ball game. Mac is 1 for 3 here tonight. Was called out on strikes in the first inning. Got a hit to right in the fourth. Lined out to the shortstop in the sixth. Pitch low for a ball. 2-2. Kuntz and McGraw continue to warm up in the Mets bullpen. And down the left field line, right-hander and a left-hander. Here's Max Jones swinging, line drive, left field. Cleon Jones gets under it and pulls it in for the out. One away. Larry Jaster, left-hander, warming up. Along with Jerry Robertson, right-hander for the Expos. Here's Don Clendenin, 2 for 3. Was given a hit in the first. Hit a line drive that hit the base runner, Manny Mota, who was going from second to third. It ended the inning. Clendenin gets a hit. He got a hit in the fourth. Popped up to the center fielder, Gaspar at the time, who came in shallow center to take that high pop-up. A strike to Clendenin. 0-1. One out, nobody on. Here's Seaver's pitch. Curveball is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Seaver has 1 complete game to his credit this year. Here's the pitch on the, about belt high, but too far inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the right. Evens the count at 2-2. Coco Lavoie is on deck. The Expos have been involved in 8 one-run games. Here's the 2-2 to Clendenin. A big swing and a miss, strike 3. So Clendenin goes down swinging. Number 5 for Seaver, and there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. It's all up to Coco Lavoie, who's been hitless against the Mets in this series. So Coco is due tonight 0 for 3. Grounded out to Collins at third in the second, fly to Jones in left in the fourth, and grounded out to Harrelson at short in the seventh. Lavoie let the first one go and a strike call. Pitchers doing a terrific job here tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Five hits apiece for the bats in the Expos. Here's Seaver's 1-1 to Coco. Swung on a hard hit ball foul behind third base. Got around on that good, but pulled it too much. 1-2 to Lavoie. So we're up against the wall here where Seaver could end it with a pitch if he's got it in him. And Lavoie can't get a hold of one. Here's the 1-2, way outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seaver's pitch struck him out. Coco tried to hold up with a swing, but didn't. He went around on it, and Tom Seaver gets the complete game, and the Mets beat the Expos 2-1. Couple of strikeouts here for Seaver to end the game, takes his total to 6 for the night. In the 9th for Montreal, nothing across. The final score, New York 2, Montreal 1. We'll be back with the totals on the game in just 1 minute.
Fans, make your plans now. After the Mets and Pirates series, the Expos make a short trip down to Atlanta for a pair of games, and then they come back to Montreal for a big 9-game homestand beginning May 9th, featuring the Cincinnati Reds, Houston Astros, and Atlanta Braves. This will be the first opportunity for Expo fans to see the exciting teams of the Western Division. You'll see fellows like Pete Rose and Johnny Bench and Tommy Helms and the rest of the Cincinnati Reds. They'll be here for a 3-game series, Friday, May 9th at 8:05, Saturday, May 10th at 1:15, and Sunday, May 11th at 1:35. Then Harry Walker and his Houston Astros hit town for a 2-game series, Tuesday and Wednesday at May 13th and 14th. Following an open date on the Thursday, the power-packed Atlanta Braves come in for a big 4-game set. You know what happens when the Atlanta Braves come. It means we'll see one of the greatest hitters in the history of baseball, Hank Aaron. Also the very dangerous Orlando Cepeda and the rest of the tribe from Atlanta in games Friday and Saturday night, Sunday and Monday afternoon. Well, it was a 2-1 victory for the New York Mets. Yesterday they won by a score of 2-0. Today, 2-1. Lots of excitement. Big win and a big loss for the Expos. Big win for the Mets, big loss for the Expos, eh?
All right, the line score reads like this. For New York, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 3 on. The Expos 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, and 5 left. The Mets scored a run in the second. Leon Jones led off with a triple. Greenpool's fly to left scored him. The Expos scored. John Bateman hit a 2-out home run over the left field fence in the 7th to tie it up at 1-1. And in the top of the 9th, Rod Gaspar led off with a single to right, stole second, and scored on Ken Boswell's base hit to right. And it was a 2-1 ball game. We'll take a look at the pitchers of record here tonight, and 2 great pitching performances by Tom Seaver and Mike Wagoner in this 2-1 ball game. We'll take a look at the pitchers and have more on the wrap-up in just 1 minute.
Major League Baseball has come to Montreal in a big way. Thousands of people of all ages are enjoying baseball at Jerry Park. The games are great, action-packed, filled with excitement for everyone. Every minute of every game. And some of the greatest stars in baseball appear here at Jerry Park. Fellows like we just mentioned a while ago, Hank Aaron, Orlando Cepeda of the Atlanta Braves. Some of the great ones, Johnny Bench, the young rookie, the Rookie of the Year in the National League last year. Pete Rose, the National League's batting champion. Willie Mays and Willie McCovey of the San Francisco Giants. Advance ticket sales available daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Jerry Park. Tickets also sold after night games. Big league people certainly like baseball in Montreal. Get your tickets now. Be assured of good seats for every game. Come on out and join the fun. Don't miss seeing all the stars of the National League in action at Jerry Park. Bring your family and friends and make it a baseball holiday. Get your tickets now. Remember, tickets on sale every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Jerry Park.
The winning pitcher, Seaver, is now 2-2 on the year. He gets his second complete game. He went all the way, gave up 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 6, committed 1 wild pitch, and of course 1 earned run, the home run to John Bateman in the 7th. Mike Wagoner went the distance, pitched a ball game that he should have won tonight. Mike gave up just 5 hits, struck out 7, walked only 1. His record is now 1-1. The winner, Tom Seaver. The loser, Mike Wagoner. So we saw a dandy here tonight. The 9th game, the 9th 1-run game that the Expos have been involved in this season. Out of 19,024 on hand to see the action. Very pleasant night for baseball. As a matter of fact, one of the warmest, temperature-wise, one of the warmest games we've had here, day or night. Well, that is just about it. The final again, New York 2, the Expos 1. One more game remaining, and that's tomorrow night when Bill Stoneman will try to prevent the Mets from a series sweep here. The Expos right-hander 2-3 on the year will be going up against Don Cardwell of the New York Mets. Cardwell also a right-hander. He is 0-3 for the season. So the final again, New York 2 and the Expos 1. Stay tuned now on most of these stations for our scoreboard show, which begins in 2 minutes. This is the Expos Baseball Radio Network. Fans, Expos yearbooks are going fast. Order your copy now and send one to your family and friends. Expos yearbooks are a great gift idea for an Expos fan. A 68-page book in color and loaded with sketches of Expos players, manager, and coaching staff. Complete information on all departments and phases of the Montreal Expos operation. Pictures of your favorite Expos, action shots from baseball games, pictures of the team, trainer, and equipment manager, Get an inside look at the Montreal Expos in the beautiful 1969 yearbook. Get your copy today. Information for ordering tickets and a detailed seating diagram of Jarry Park is included for handy reference all season long. The Expos yearbook is also available here at Jarry Park. For your copy by mail, send $1.25 for the cost of the book, postage, and handling to Yearbook, Jarry Park, Montreal. Order your copy soon. Be in the know with your very own copy of the Expos yearbook.